Welcome to This Guy, That Guy podcast, a podcast about life, family, friendship, and some sports talk. Gather your friends and family and listen along.
Howdy ho, good neighbor.
What up?
What is going on at the
What
Nick
is up,
story? It
Ken?
says on your screen there.
What is going on at Seahawks 74, Ken Ballard?
So my question to you, is that on your driver's license at the Nick story?
It should be. I actually should trademark it.
You should, and you should get personalized license plate too.
I should. That's actually a great idea.
I'm just
Too
saying.
many letters, though. Too many letters.
That's true.
Well,
That's
the
true.
one there, okay. I can do a front. I can do a front license plate.
There you go. But you'd probably have like Denver on it or something like that, and then something crazy. But
It should.
I don't know.
That'd be great.
Welcome to this
Welcome.
episode of This Guy, That Guy podcast. This is episode 3,200. No, I have no idea really.
11.
I've lost count since episode 3.
Yeah. Yeah. That's okay.
Just saying. I don't know. We've done more than
Just
3.
saying.
We've done less than 100. So we haven't hit the 100.
I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like we're close, though. I don't know. I'll have to go back and count.
Let's go back and count. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So again, welcome to This Guy, That Guy podcast. For joining us on Facebook Live. Thank you so much for joining us on Facebook. As always, we release these also on the podcast platforms. You'll see it there. So if you miss it here, sorry, you missed a great live. I guess there will be a great live. We just want to welcome you, taking time out of your day to join us, to say hey, to interact with us. Last episode was a doozy, Mr. David Novak. So we thank him for joining us and hanging out with us on the last episode. We took some time off for Memorial Day and a youth camp, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But how you been doing, Nick?
I am still recovering from youth camp. As you can see, I'm darker from being in the sun and from aging. The youth age.
I'll tell you this as
I
a
have
former
those-
youth pastor.
I have those
Go
those patented baseball sunscreen marks or suntan marks. It's just
Okay.
the lines right here. So
Okay.
yeah. Other than that,
So you should-
I've been doing good. Youth camp was awesome. How you been doing?
Look up, Mr. David Novak. How you doing?
What's up?
Thanks
Mr.
for
David
joining
Novak?
us today. I'm doing good. As a former youth pastor, I can tell you, because I've had youth leaders before. You never recover. So just accept that now, because you're constantly
Okay.
going to be doing stuff. Which you told me you guys are doing something in a couple days, but anyway. Yeah, you just don't
Yeah,
recover.
we're
You're just
doing
in a
more
constant
stuff in a
state of,
couple days. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just in a constant state of volunteerism. So, from a former youth pastor, thank you for volunteering the rest of your life. We appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris is like, you volunteered again already? I'm like, may as well. May as well. This one's not going to be as hard.
Right? It's always
How
good to
you been
see you,
doing?
David. Oh man, I've been doing awesome. It was a great couple weeks off, and I got to recover and spent a lot of time in the pool. Unfortunately, I had to work Memorial Day, but that's okay. It was double the money. It was good. It was good. It was a good time to rest and spend time with the family and all that fun stuff.
Very
So
nice. Very
I wasn't,
nice. Very
I wasn't sleeping in a tent. So if that's what you mean.
Oh my gosh. Don't get me started.
So
Nobody said anything about a tent when I volunteered for this. Nobody said, hey, by the way, you're going to sleep in a tent and you're going to have electricity. Oh, and by the way, there's no cell service because you're in the middle of a mountain.
because
Yeah.
you're in the valley.
The valley of a mountain. Yeah,
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall feel no evil.
pretty much. But the pine cones? All right. Can I tell you, I should have brought it. They have pine cones that are literally like, they're probably at least 12 inches long, and they weigh about 5 to 6 pounds easily. They're huge. Biggest pine cones I've ever seen.
You bring
Something
it
that
with
you
you.
can find on another planet. I have one. I just don't have it here.
Uh,
Chelsea insists on carrying it around everywhere.
It's show and tell. I mean, if you have a big pine cone, you got to bring it on the show.
Should have. I should have thought.
How are we going to get our viewers enticed if you don't bring the big pine cone?
Huge pine cone? Yeah. It's crazy. I'm like, if that would have fallen on somebody's head, like it would literally do some damage.
It'd been a great thing for like a miracle service. He's alive! He's alive!
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Mr. Jones, if he was killed by a pine cone. Don't worry. He rose again on the third day.
Exactly. Youth camp was fun though, man. Even though it was rough in it for the most part, it was fun.
We'll definitely get to some highlights of what God did during youth camp here just a little bit. But what do you say we keep talking about sports? I mean, there's a lot going on in the sports world. There's stuff going on with baseball and football, and I guess some basketball's going on. But I guess first you want to talk about, right? I guess the first thing you want to talk about is the Portland Trailblazers. And I understand that you want to talk about Portland because they are such a great team, and I appreciate it, but we don't want to talk about them right now. What?
You want to talk about
this isn't college basketball. This isn't college basketball right now.
No, we're not talking about college basketball. We're not talking about college football.
You pointed to your hat, which is college basketball. College team.
College, right? It is college team. It's college baseball. Forget about college baseball. Who's going to the college World Series? These guys.
Is there a World Series for college?
Yeah, in Omaha, Nebraska, every year.
I don't know. I don't know there was.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna check. What's going on over there? You got somebody throwing dishes around over there?
The wife's angry at something. I think I ate the last cupcake from yesterday. So she's probably mad.
Did Chelsea throw the pine cone at the missus?
Probably. That's probably what happened. Mom, catch!
I got a pie in my hand. No, you don't.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What I can do.
All right, basketball. Go ahead. Talk about
basketball?
It. Yeah, go ahead.
Phoenix Suns.
I don't care anymore.
We talk about this? Phoenix Suns.
I'm not talking about it. So just go ahead. I'm just telling you.
Round one, destroyed the Lakers. Round
now,
two,
I will say I'm glad they destroyed the Lakers, so I'm glad for that.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't care.
Yeah. Round two, swept. Hold on, let me repeat that. Let me get a little closer to the microphone. Swept the Denver Nuggets. Boom.
I hear microwave. That's all I hear.
Just probably heating up maybe a hot dog from yesterday.
Oh, hot fresh, yeah. We didn't eat them all.
We did not eat them all yesterday.
At least for a good breakfast, lunch, and dinner for today. But so your Phoenix Suns are tearing it up right now.
Mm-hmm.
We got a chance.
Well, we got a chance.
As you know, I'm a huge Blazers fan. And as you know, I'm pretty disgusted that they lost in the first round. Again, for the fifth year out of 6 years, we get booed in the first round, right? Dame has a perfect season for his standards, breaking records, And I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be a tough round two.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Denver left Colorado.
No. Are the Suns really that good, or are these the teams that they've been playing?
Are the Blazers that bad?
It's kind of on the decline. I know the Lakers are on the decline. But,
thank God. So here's the thing, though. It's hard to engage with Portland because Portland doesn't have the reason Denver dominated us. We don't have a center, and so the MVP, which we'll talk about that later, should not be an MVP. Just dominated on defense. We don't have any. CJ McCollum doesn't play defense. He can score you 20 points, but we had no defense, and we have no big man in the middle to grab those rebounds and second chance shots. So is Denver that good? Are we just that bad, or
only time will
tell? We're gonna see though, right? Because so now they're waiting. They're waiting for the Clippers and the Jazz, right?
Yes.
So I think you're actually rooting for the
Oh.
Jazz because you did buy a Jazz hat.
Speaking of the Jazz, look at this
You did
bad
buy a
boy
Ja-
right here.
You did buy a
This
Jazz
bad boy
hat.
right here. Hey, New Era, if you're hearing me, you sent me the wrong hat.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. You ordered
Sent me the
Utah
wrong
Jazz
hat. Did not order that thing.
You see this Phoenix
Oh my
Suns? He just
gosh.
ordered a Utah Jazz hat.
Oh my gosh!
That's what you
It
get.
wasn't even a basketball hat that I ordered. It
It's not in the right state.
was not even the right state or the right.
I could,
the
I could
right
understand if they sent
sport.
you a Nuggets hat,
Yeah,
but no.
exactly.
It's
Or
the
a
wrong
Rockies
spin on
hat. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I ordered enough from them. They should not. They should know me by now. I should be on a first name basis with them.
It should be. Oh, this is Nick. He needs a Utah Jazz hat. So-
yeah, they're like, let's mess with
So,
him.
right. So, congratulations to the Phoenix Suns sweeping the nasty, terrible Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
Portland's now on the look for a new coach. So, there's been like 2 or 3 people interested. One is Chauncey Billups, which was requested by Damian Lillard. Becky Hammond, who was assistant coach for the Spurs. And was it D'Antonio from the East Coast, I think?
D'Antoni?
D'Antoni, yeah. So
Okay.
I'd be fine with all 3. We'll take all of them. I don't care. Just give me somebody
You might need all of them.
who can help Dame out because I don't want him going anywhere. Anywhere.
Yeah.
And the problem I think with Portland is if you've ever been to the Northwest, and my friends in the Northwest will know this, unless you want to go where it rains 300 days a year and you want to be in a cloudy city, then Portland's your town. Go. Have fun. Flourish as an NBA basketball player. But unfortunately, Portland is not a very desirable city to go to play basketball. So
Or
when
a
we've been
desirable
good,
city to go to.
right? We've been good because we got lucky and got some great players. You know, the 90s run with Clyde and Duckworth and Jerome Kersey and all that. And, and then we had the run there with Damon Stoudemire. And, so we got some great players through drafts. Not going, I'm going to go to Portland and play for the rest of my life. No.
Yep.
So we gotta do something. That's why I think we should get Becky Hammond, first female NBA coach. And I don't know, people will come. I don't know, but that's all I got to say about that.
Well, what else with anything else with basketball? That's really all that's going on.
Who's going to the finals?
Suns definitely,
Versus?
and who's on the? I don't know who's playing on the East Coast right now. I know
Well, you got
Brooklyn
Milwaukee.
is playing. Yeah, the Bucks.
Milwaukee.
That would be good. That would be good. I wouldn't mind Phoenix and Milwaukee. That'd be a good finals. There you go. That's my pick right there.
Porzingis
What's up?
going against Porzingis going up against your big man, DeAndre Ayton.
DeAndre
That'd be a
Ayton
good matchup.
from the U of A. From the U of A. Whatever.
Sorry.
Whatever.
All right. What's going on in the NFL?
Just off-season workouts right now. Where's
We got
Aaron Rodgers still hasn't landed anywhere.
Oh, you said the
Unless
AR
I
word.
missed something while I was gone.
No,
I tried to get caught up.
he's just tweeting away
Yeah.
that he's not playing. That's the second
He's not gonna
dirtiest.
play at
Second
all?
dirtiest AR. Oh, I don't know. He doesn't. Not yet. But that's the second dirtiest AR word behind AR. Pew, pew, according to the culture. According to cancer culture.
You can't. Him who shall not be spoken of.
Here's how he's spoken of. We got Tim Tebow trying out for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I mean, good for him. Good for him. He's got to get it.
I've seen a lot of this ups and downs with is he going to make it? Is he not going to make it? Can he do it? He's 33 years old, never played he's small for a tight end. But everybody's talking about how jacked he is. Oh,
Speaking of
he's making the
Tebow,
practice squad. Oh, look.
If we get-
This is did you autograph it?
No. Although I had a chance to meet him for the what do they call that? the night where he does the prom for the special needs kids.
Mhm.
And our church was one of the ones that was hosting it. They did like a drive-by, but I had something else that night, and I wasn't able to go volunteer. So, but
Bummer.
it's a good book and a good guy if you have a chance to read it. Easy plug book.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So
Can
Russell,
we talk about the fighting, or you want to talk about Russell Wilson first?
I wonder what Russell. Hold on there, Sparky. Talk about fighting. So Russell Wilson finally came out and said he never wanted to trade. Him and Pete Russell are doing great. He wants to spend the rest of his career in Seattle. So all you Russell Wilson fans, you can calm down now. That's all I gotta say. It's just he cleared the air.
The 50% of us that are currently on the podcast. That's what you talk about. The Russell Wilson fans, 70%.
Yes, Nick. So you stop worrying about if Russell Wilson's going to leave and destroy Denver any more Super Bowls.
I don't know if my heart could have handled it.
he's pulling the heart card. Yes, fighting in the stands. I know the Raiders perfected this, and if my cousin's listening, I'm sorry, but it's true. Raider fans will shank you if you
and Dodgers fans. They're just as bad as Raiders fans.
Just
as bad as Raiders fans. They totally are.
Not. No.
Come on.
If David's still listening, David, if you're still listening, back me up on this, David. We are not that bad of fans. We don't go swinging on people. We'll go jump in the Arizona Diamondbacks pool, but we're not going to be swinging. Come on now. Seriously.
Same.
No proof.
I've been to some Dodgers Diamondback teams that get pretty rowdy.
Oh, what's the common denominator? Arizona. See, that's the common denominator is Arizona.
Okay.
So anyway,
same thing happens. Same thing happens when the Raiders play the Cardinals.
See, common denominator. Arizona.
They come here, it's too hot. They get all mad because it's too hot.
Hot and cranky. But no, it's just like seems like all of a sudden, and I heard this on the radio, Sports Talk Radio today, is maybe because we've been cooped up too long, so we're just swinging on people all of a sudden. I saw this clip on TikTok. I think it's San Diego and a Rockies game. This guy go over and knocks this guy out. Just one punch, pop, knocked him out. I'm like, what's that about? And then there's almost a fight last night. The Suns Denver game. See, again, common denominator, Arizona. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry.
That's probably it.
It comes back to Arizona.
Right. Everybody gets hot when they come here.
Right? Comment below if you've seen that. More fighting, more, fans being feisty, and I don't know. It's just really weird. I mean, it seems like it's happening more often, but you said you really haven't seen much.
I've seen a couple, but not. Yeah, I've seen a couple, but not a lot. Mm-hmm. But maybe it's just because they're cooped up.
Maybe.
I
guess. I don't know. It's weird. But apparently you got to go. When you go to the game, you bring your ready to fist fight and pull out some Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. Speaking of fighting, are we going to talk about that?
The exhibition fight. I thought.
Yeah.
It was rigged. Yep. But it was. Yeah. I mean, it was for money.
I mean, it's for money.
It's exhibition fight.
They can do whatever they want for money. It's fine.
Logan got knocked out. Mm-hmm. He went night. Like Kevin Hart. You want to go night? He went night.
Yeah.
That was great. Oh. And if you were watching it live, which I was, you really couldn't tell it happened so quick. But somebody got the clip, and he just went out, and Mayweather held him up. Because I guess if they get knocked out before the 6th round, nobody gets paid. So Mayweather's like, not today. I'm getting paid. I'll hold you up.
Yep.
They went all 8 rounds.
Good for him.
But I wish you knocked him out in round 7 or 8. Would have been fine with me.
Right. Right. I wish somebody would get knocked out in boxing.
Jeez. I wish Jake Paul get knocked out.
You don't like it?
I don't know. He's the one that came to Scottsdale and broke in and jumped in the little.
That's true. He did.
Nice.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, he righted. And yep, he was one of the
I
riders.
was just recording. Right. No, he broke into the building and don't be stupid.
You're right about that.
So if you're listening, Jake Paul, I'll fight you.
I'll fight you, bro. Right, bro. I'll go 2 rounds with you.
You pay me $1 million to take a hit to the head.
I'll go 2 rounds. I can do 2 rounds.
I did it for free playing football. So shoot.
So why not go 2 rounds and get $1 million?
I don't know if I can go 2 rounds. That's my problem.
Oh, okay. All right. I probably go 2 rounds.
I don't think I can run that fast around the ring. But
oh man,
you got anything else sports wise?
Sports wise, I don't have anything else sports wise.
Well,
that's really it.
You know what we do next?
Yeah, yeah, but before that, we're gonna tease something.
What? Oh, we should tease this a little bit.
Yeah. So we have something.
So you got it.
Special that we're starting.
You got to stick around through the whole episode.
Yes.
Because then we're going to make a little announcement. Yep.
Yes.
But this guy, that guy podcast, what we're doing. We're doing a little something.
We're expanding our horizons, and it's going to be awesome and fantastic. And that's all I'm going to say about it.
Are we going to become dancers like we wanted to be?
Maybe. Perhaps.
Oh, okay.
It could be it.
So stick around after the podcast to hear our announcement.
After.
Well, something we've been working on, like Nick said, expanding horizons a little bit, stretching our comfort zone. We think you're going to like it, but definitely stick around. But in the meantime, let's get this conversation started.
Let's do it. All right, Ken.
So, Nick, this, it's funny because, I think all of our topics, we're about marriage, we're about family, we're about relationships, we're about husbands, wives, kids, grandkids. You're not there yet. But it's about family, right? We're trying to, speak life into family and give tips. And it's not, not stuff that we come up with. We're just, we look at stuff that we like. It's like, this would be great to talk and discuss. And so this topic is called How to Honor Your Wife. And I think especially in this time, and as we're starting to come back from the pandemic, that we start getting, I think a lot of people starting to heal and recover and get back to a place of honoring, right? Get back to, not being around 24/7 or the kids being home 24/7 and which I heard a lot of people had issues with that. My wife and I did fine. I mean, people were just couldn't wait to get away from the spouses to go back to work. We didn't feel that way. We were great together, and we missed each other when I went back to work, before she did. And it was odd going back to work and her being here by herself and me being in the office basically by myself. But it's about honoring our wives, honoring, who God gave us in a relationship, right? So it's five little ways to honor. It probably sounds like we've done this before, but I think we kind of talk about this throughout all of our podcasts, right? Where it's about honoring your wife or honoring your husband, or how can we best suit them, but this is five ways to honor your wife.
Yeah. And so these are we always talk about being better versions of ourselves and being the Christ example, right? And so the first one is hold your wife. So this is hold your wife. That could be hold her hand, hug her without any agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, this one's hard for me. Without any agenda. I do hold, without any agenda, without hey, I'm gonna hold you only if we, get the deed going. No expectations. Crystal and I, we still make sure that we, when we're in public, one of the things I love about her is that I want to hold her hand all the time. And it's funny because we'll grab each other's hands like this. So this is lovers. We want to be lovers, and this is friends. So I'm like, let's still grab my hand like this. I'm like, are you mad at me? You just want to be my friend today?
I'm just being friendly today?
Yeah.
Is that a clue?
So we always, so this is friends and lovers. Yeah. I don't know. We came up with that one.
I do it just to make it awkward sometimes.
Yeah. It's just like this.
Are you praying? No, we're holding hands.
No. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, yeah. So number one is hold your wife. Hold your wife.
Yeah, I think you're right. Without any strings attached, without expecting anything in return, right? Sometimes, and now, granted, not all wives like to be held. Maybe they're claustrophobic. I don't know, right? There's another way to honor her in that way without expecting some return, right? Maybe it's a back rub. Not all back rubs lead to not back rubs. Married folks, maybe it's. I don't know. You should know your wife because you should be communicating with your wife what she likes and doesn't like, right? So,
Right.
but most women long for someone to hold them, make it a point to hold your wife daily with no strings attached, right? You'll know when the strings are attached. You'll know. If you guys know each other, you'll know. But if you're newlyweds, that's where communication comes in. Guys, you see, we're getting to the point, it's communication. You got to talk. You got to, see what does your wife like? Ladies, if you're listening, what is your husband like, right? What was he like? And easy there. Pine cone thrown at you. But, it's that communication, right?
Yep, absolutely.
I like what he says there at the bottom. There it says the other way to hold her is to be the leader of the house.
Yes. Take care of some tasks for her and let her know she's a priority. So again, it's knowing your wife and knowing what she needs, and if she's not a physical, hold person, those are other ways that we can hold her spiritually and mentally, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Number 2 is offer. Be honest. How often do you offer to do the laundry for your wife, or any other task is not her favorite? Offer to chip in and help routine tasks. Offer suggestions to make her life easier, not more difficult, right? Sometimes I think, guys probably think, well, that's not my spot. That's not what I do. I go home, I work, and I come home, and well, she does too, right? That's one thing I know I forget a lot too is offering just to do it. Maybe it's running to the store. She doesn't like going to the store. Go to the store and pick up some things. Offer to take the kids so she can hang with some friends. Or first, our kids are old enough so they can watch themselves. She's going here in a couple weeks. She's going away to a concert. Her and some friends that somebody she wanted to see, and so it's like Girls' Day, Girls' Weekend. Offering to go do that, relax, have fun. But if you're consistent, she'll recognize your sincerity, right?
Yep.
She's listening. She just texted me. She said, "You hang up the shirts. I hate hanging up the shirts. Shirts is my job. I hang up the shirts." So yes, I hang up the shirts for her because a closet's dangerous. It is. I have ex-life insurance. It's called closet insurance. If I fall and die, she gets 100 G's. So, But yeah, so it's hanging up the shirts. So
yeah, the one thing that I always offer to do dishes because Crystal does not like doing dishes. I don't know who does like doing dishes, but when Connor's not here, I'll usually offer to do the dishes. I actually usually just do them without being like, "Hey, I'll do the dishes." I usually just take care of it because I know that's one thing that she doesn't else have to do. Yeah.
Nice.
So number 3 is learn to say no. Now, not to your wife, but learn to say no to other things. So
is that why you tell me no sometimes?
Yes. Is that why you tell me no sometimes?
Yes.
Usually, that's usually why we say no to each other. Oh man. Oh, so this is really good. So every time you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to everything else or something else, which is. I told Crystal that I want to be the yes person when it comes to people asking me to do things in real estate just because I want to learn still, and so being able to say no is a huge thing. If you know that saying yes is going to cause conflict within your home, you need to be able to say no. So we have to honor our wives by saying no to something and let them know that we care more about them than what else we could be doing. So whether that be like, they gave an example of, going to play basketball, or if you're into golf, or into shooting, and that you want to go, but it would cause conflict in your home. Make sure that you say no to those things. If your wife's not going to be happy when you get home,
right? Yeah, you gotta find that balance, right? You gotta find, the no and the yeses. And there's times, us as guys, we need those yeses, right? We need to do stuff on our own, and there's also those times that our wives need to do stuff on their own. It's not saying, like you said, yes to everything, to where the wife's basically going to tell you no on something or a lot of things, right? So you got to find that balance, because it talks about in Genesis, you leave your parents, but you also cleave to your wife. You hold on to your wife. You accept that wife, and you become one. And you gotta work on it. You gotta, maybe some nights, Nick and I, we do streaming video games every Monday night. Some nights like, hey, family night, I'm out. And some we'll take turns doing that. Last week Nick was on, youth camp, which we'll talk about at the end of this podcast. But or Brandon will be with his family, or Daisy and I go out and whatever. So you got to be able to say no, to balance the yeses.
Yep.
Number 4 is observe. Right. So most men are not very good at paying attention to details. So if you want to honor, it's like, yep. If you want to honor your wife, be more intentional in observing her. Right. Observe what she does, what she says, how she interacts with others. By observing your wives more, we can serve them better. There's different ways to see what's going on, and when you observe, you can tell the look on her face. Is she happy? Is she sad? Is she in pain? Is she frustrated? Is she mad? Right? Because we're observing, we're watching. There'll be times when I'll be just like laying on the bed and we're watching TV, or even if we're kind of thumbing through our phones. I'll look up and she's watching me and staring at me, and it's like, what? Nothing. What? It's like cute little banter back and forth, and the same thing. I'll watch her and I'll see the facial expressions she makes, and vice versa. Or maybe she's in the shower and she comes out and you tell she's exhausted, and or she tells I'm tired, and she's like, here's a lotion, I'm gonna rub your feet. Whoa, what? Awesome, and vice versa. Right? It's observing when as husbands when to step in, right, or when to hold, right. I see you're hurting, I see you're in pain, I see you're frustrated. Let me hold you. It's all kind of wraps up, but wraps in together. But it's picking up on those cues, those verbal cues sometimes too. So observe your wife. Don't stare at her crazily like you're some kind of psycho, but observe, see what's going on, watch what she's doing, how she's interacting with people, and pick up on those little subtle phrases or subtle facial expressions.
Yep. Number 5 is rest. This one is hard for me too. So God rested himself after he created the heavens and earth. We all know that. We should do the same. And Crystal mentioned when we got back from youth camp, she's like, I need another vacation from a vacation. And a lot of times when our wives plan our vacations, it's not really a vacation for them because they're too busy organizing everything. And so for us as men, we need to get away, right? And sometimes we can take on that responsibility of planning everything, even if it's for us as a couple, or maybe it's just for my wife, just going away and having a staycation and just having her stay in a hotel and ordering in food for her so she doesn't go anywhere and she can just rest and just be able to mentally relax and come back. And I think it's important for guys too, right? I think we should rest as well, away from everything. But we're talking about our wives. But yeah, so we need to rest. We need to make sure our wives rest and take on some of that responsibility.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, like yesterday when we were over at your house for Connor's birthday. Desi came home. She's like, "Can you order me some food?" Absolutely. So we DoorDash some food for her, so she didn't have to, go out back in the heat or, stand on her feet and make stuff. The kitchen was just her. It was just, we had the kids with us, and Greg granddaughter was gone, back at home. So it was just like she was in the dark house watching TV. She wanted some sushi, So it's like, hey, it's letting her rest, right? It's not like, oh, you go. I'm here hanging out. You order it? No, she's resting.
Right.
It's like we have. It's funny. Our two youngest boys are so opposite of each other. So when she's in the resting, not only in size but in mentality. It's funny because the door shutter open, Kenny will come and knock on the door, right? Regardless, just knock on the door. The other one, just like it's like he's entitled to walk through that door regardless.
Oh gosh, of what's going on.
If she's resting, I said you're gonna be sorry one day, but like she'll be sleeping. She'll go to mother's like, would you shut up? She's sleeping. So I'm yelling, would you shut up? She's sleeping. She's like, no, I'm not. See what you did? You woke up your mother.
You woke her up. She was. You woke her up.
So it's like, let her rest. Oh, she can rest.
Yeah.
She's, no, let her rest. Let her relax. I mean, her body needs to recover from, she's working, she's on her feet, and we know men's and women's brains are different. They think about, everything what's going on, and then when you're a grandparent, that just doubles, right? Because not only she's thinking about Kenny and Wesley and our older kids, she's also thinking about grandkids and what's going on there, and just and then working, and then okay, there's dinner, and then there's okay, what day is it? It's Monday, okay. Kenny's got football practice in the mornings. Okay, did he make it? I'm just at work going, typing stuff out, going, whew, these numbers are exhausting. That's just how men's and women's brains work.
Yes. Yep.
And so they need that time to rest. They need that time that's a great time to pray with your wife as they're sleeping and like God just, God just minister to them as they're sleeping and give them that rest. We pray is double the rest that they get, multiply the sleep, and so wake up, she's feeling refreshed, ready to face the day, ready to, go fresh with a fresh mind and fresh, movement. So,
yeah. All right. That was 5, right?
Yep.
Well, tell us what you guys think. Tell us, is there one that you thought would impact you a little bit more than the others? Is there one that you need to work on? Is there one that you're like, I got that one down, I'm just going to get the other 4 now? These are all great things to do.
Right. Yeah. There's definitely, something I can work on. There's definitely something I think, I do pretty good at. I'm still learning. After 25 years, I think you should always be learning.
Yep.
I think once you get to a point in marriage where you're done learning, it's tough. Even I think when you're older and, every day's a new day. Every day, you never faced that day before,
Mm-hmm.
Because you both are going through it together, and something happened tomorrow we never experienced, right? So
Right.
it's like we're constantly learning as we mature and as we grow in our relationship and as we become stronger. I saw this. The writer saw this cool quote today. I'm going over the notes. Real quick. Maybe. It says the harder the season, the more gentle you need to be with each other, right? That's something new because it's talking about, everything we just came through this last year and a half. It's the harder the season, the more gentle you need to be with each other. Not just towards our wives, not just towards our husbands, but towards each other, right? Because the two become one. It's not just one-sided. Otherwise, kid around is, the saying "happy wife, happy life." That's not it. It's happy house, happy spouse. Happy spouse, happy house. Because it's about the two of you, and being able to, honor her and respect her and show her love,
Right.
In return, it's going to be reciprocated, right?
Absolutely.
It goes both ways.
Yes, sir, it does. I agree with you 100%.
Ephesians 5:25 says, for husbands, we've all heard this, we've been in church for years, with marriage stuff, it says, husbands, this means love your wives just as Christ loved the church. He gave up his life for her. and that's what we do. Sometimes we gotta,
Mhm.
maybe not your whole life, maybe it's plans with the guys, maybe it's plans, for the weekend. Maybe you got to work on something, right? Is we got to love our wives like Christ loved the church. I think that sometimes we forget that is the whole Christ loved the church part. Well, what's that mean? Well, Christ died for us.
Yeah.
That's pretty big. Do you have to go die for her physically? Well, I mean, I don't know. Some cars running towards her, you're not going to stand there. You're going to push her out of the way. But I think it means, maybe materialistically, maybe physically, maybe mentally, you gotta kind of push stuff away. You got to kind of move stuff out of the way and focus, like you said earlier, Nick. Is you got to redirect your thoughts. You got to redirect your focus. Like a compass, it always points north, and we got to make sure we're always pointing towards our wife and towards Christ in our relationship. Right. Those from Mark 10:9. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. No one, no thought, no activity, no friendship, no anything tear it apart. I think a lot of marriages this last year and a half, I honestly think a lot of them grew stronger, through this. The ones that were ready for it and the ones that were willing to work for it. So,
yeah,
I don't know. I think it's, something to think about. But down below, what'd you think? What's, what works for you? What can we get better at? What, it's like, oh, never thought about that before. Holding with no strings. That's a new concept. Listen here, Neanderthal, it probably is.
Yep. Oh, you mean I gotta hold her hand just to hold her hand?
Come on.
What's that?
Who said to do that?
Equal rights? What?
I want to take a couple minutes, and I want you, Nick, talk about camp. You and I kid back and forth as you're volunteer for. Is it just junior high kids, or you just volunteer wherever they need you?
So I am really just volunteer wherever they need me, but mainly junior high boys is where I've been volunteering most. Just the high school boys, they've gone through growing up with their kind of volunteer leader, and so he kind of just moved up with them. And so, I mean, it's nice because Connor's in junior high, so it makes it nice there. But yeah, it was junior high. So we had 2 volunteers, me and another guy named Henry. He just got done with his freshman year at Colorado Christian. He went to our church prior to that, so he moved away for school and come back. And so we had 6 boys, which was awesome that I had a kid that was like 19 that I could run around with them, and I didn't have to like keep up with them, because I'm telling you, like, these hills were probably the steepest hills I've ever been on. And it's probably at least 5 miles. It's not just straight, right? You're going down and up a hill to get back and forth from the cabin to where all the activities were. And they wanted to go back to the cabin 3 or 4 times a day, So I ain't having that. But the camp was really awesome. I tried to set aside my adulting and my complaints about, the administrative stuff or the stuff that's on the back end, because really the kids, they were impacted, right? A lot of them.
So talk about that, Nick. Talk about because you guys were at camp for roughly about a week. Talk about some highlights of what God did at camp.
So it was really cool. So Sunday, so we left Sunday, and then came back Friday night. So it was pretty close to a week. So they had what they called gathering, which was worship service and a message twice a day. Tuesday night was decision night, they call it, right? So you can either recommit or commit to Jesus for the first time. And Connor committed to Jesus for the first time. It was really cool. He's like, I knew Jesus, but I didn't. I knew him, but I didn't know him personally. And he's like, I needed. He came to that realization that like, I can't make him know Jesus, right? I can't make him accept. I can just tell him, and
Yeah.
he was ready, and he made that commitment. It was really cool. And then we had another kid there that has never been to church before, has never was invited by somebody else to go. So it's his first experience with Christianity, his first experience with church, what it's about, and by that decision day, he was all about it. He committed to Christ as well. And then the next night they did worship night, which was really cool. So I think a lot of us, we tend to think of worship as one way, right? Music, that's how we, the mainstream way of worship is, but we can worship in lots of different ways. So they had all these stations spread out about how we, different ways you can worship. So they had a communion station. They had a station for prayer. They had a station for washing your feet. They also had a station where you can, it was a huge wood cross, and you can nail your burden to the cross. So you write down a burden that you have nailed to the cross. They had a station of one thing you wanted to let go, and then you would write it on a piece of paper and throw it in the fire. One sin you wanted to let go, symbolize, letting go. It was, so there was just, by that time, this kid was asking these just really poignant questions, like really deep, like, well, how do I know that my sins are forgiven? Are they really all forgiven? What is grace?
Wow. That's a deep
really
question.
Just these like deep questions that were so genuine, and so you knew that what was being taught and what he was feeling were real, and it was really, really cool to see that from a kid that has no experience or no background with Christianity, has never really known it before, to be asking these questions and really just take it to heart. Really, it was really great to see. And they had games during the day, competitions. Everybody was on teams. So you had these competitions where you get points, and it was really cool. The kids had a great time, and it bonded. It was really cool to see us bond, because I knew the kids, but now we're bonded a lot more than that. Like I didn't get to teach the middle school kids on Sunday, and I was in regular church, and I love regular church, but I was like, man, I kind of miss being with my kids. With my kids.
Yeah.
And it's really the bond, and then seeing Crystal bond with her, like she was with junior high girls, to see them bond was really cool. To see Connor, like I feel like we left on Sunday and he was a little boring. He came back and now he's like a little man. He's got just a lot more. He's a different kid now, and it's really cool to see that firsthand, to kind of see that transition. It's been cool. And he's got his first crush, which is really funny to tease him about. So that was Youth Camp, man. It was a cool experience. I wish I would have been better prepared for what I was told we were going to be at cabins, which was cool, but we were like in these tents, and it was an experience.
Maybe that's what they call cabins in California, is tents.
Well, the high schoolers had cabins with electricity, and they had their own showers. We had bathrooms. We had to walk down a hill for showers and bathroom. So, it was fun. I would definitely. Okay. I'm definitely gonna do it again. Definitely gonna do it again.
Good. Yeah, definitely. She's like, nope. You go by yourself.
Nope, you go. Yeah, but it was cool.
Yeah,
it was good.
Awesome. But yeah, youth camp can definitely be life changing. Not only from from the leader's point of view, the speaker's point of view, the pastor's point of view, but especially because you go there and you get away from everything, right? You don't have the distractions of the world. You don't have social media, because I know we did our youth camps. It's like, no, turn your phones off. It's time to connect with God and each other and stuff like that. So it's great to see kids kind of go, there one way and go home changed, right? And I think the hardest part, and for you, after a youth pastor, he's volunteered, feel free to chime in. I think the hardest part is after camp, because you got that camp high, and it's like, comes down, and you got parents, and you got school, and you got life, and you got social media, is now the work begins. Right now, it's that head of protection, it's that prayer, it's keeping them fired up. It's remember what you had at camp. You got to have that after your parents yelled at you because you didn't clean your room. Remember that thought you had at camp, and you know, that girl that you had a crush on just broke your heart, crushed your soul. Yeah, you got to keep that up. You got. It's like, what? And so I think that's where the work comes in, right? Is God did the work there. Now they have like that extra tool, the extra remedy of how to deal with it, but they don't know how, because it's like, you know, it's like giving a 3-year-old a hammer. Okay, hit this nail. No, not my forehead. Hit the, you know, you got to teach him. You got to, you know, you got to take those baby steps and walk through. So that's where I think your job, Crystal's job, the other youth leader's job, and obviously youth pastor is now, okay, how do we guide these kids to deal with after camp?
Yeah.
You know, the after camp stuff. So that's awesome. I mean, camp is definitely life changing. So good for you for going.
Yeah, it was cool. Oh, and be everybody that's listening, be in prayer. They're interviewing a youth pastor this week, so he'll be in next weekend. So that's definitely something that would definitely help the volunteers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's definitely scary. I've taken over youth ministry before, and you know, you got to have that transition, and you know, it's not always a fun one, especially if they've been there a while and the kids bond, you know, with the youth pastors and their families, and you know, so I've been on the receiving end of here's your new youth ministry, you know, because this one's stepping away. I've been there, you know, and it's tough. So definitely be praying for Nick and the other volunteers and the church and the youth pastor and the leadership of the church to pick, you know, the right person to come in that God has ordained, God has, you know, set forth to lead, you know, this next chapter. Yep. So definitely be out there praying for him. So anything else about Camp Nick, or should we find all these fine folks who listen to us for now 52 minutes what we're talking about, the announcement?
Nothing else about camp. I'm excited about this announcement. This is going to be really cool.
I am too.
You want to do it? You want to do it? You do it, Cam.
Well, I think, you know, the thing that's really cool, Nick, is, and I think people know our hearts, is one, hopefully, you know, we're not by any Bible scholars, we're not psychologists, we're not, I don't want to say not educated as putting us down, but we don't have these credentials after our name. We're just men, dudes, husbands, fathers, friends, grandfathers. That's just what we are, right? And we're not perfect. We're not, you know, we try. And I think, you know, our heart is to be there for men and young men, young fathers, maybe, you know, people who are engaged, or, you know, 18, 19-year-olds who think about getting engaged. I think, you know, our heart is men and wanting to grow up mighty men, not Neanderthals, not ogres, not men you see on TV, not what society thinks men are, you know, and whatever little bit that we can do to help that. And it kind of, Nick is like, hey, Nick, here's an idea that, you know, I think it'd be fun for us to do. What do you think? Do you want to jump on this crazy ride? And Nick like, yeah. So Nick, I'll let you kind of take it from there.
Yeah. So just exactly what Ken said. So we're two husbands. We love Jesus. We love our families, and we want to grow and be better men. And one of the best ways to do that is with diving into God's Word. And so what we're going to do is once a month, we decided, just schedule-wise, I think for us, the best is going to be we're going to do the first Thursday of each month. And so that happens to be July 1st, this next one. So I want everybody to mark your calendars. July 1st, we're going to be having a men's Bible study. It's going to go this is going to be Arizona time. It's going to go from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. We're going to meet on, we're going to meet right now. We're going to do Google Meet. It seems to be the easiest platform. And we're just going to dive into God's Word. We already have a couple of the first couple meetings set out on what we're going to talk about. And Ken wants to give a little bit more details on that. But this is going to be totally different than our podcast, right? This is going to be diving into God's Word. And that's how we're gonna learn and grow more. So I'm super excited about it. I think it's a big thing that men in general are missing, is just to be able to connect with each other and dive into God's Word.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, this is not to take away from your current, if you have men's Bible study, you have men's breakfast. This is not, to take away from that. This is just time if you want extra time with God or extra time just to get to know other men out there that you may not have otherwise had the chance to know or talk with, to join us. Again, we're just two husbands, two dad who want to become better and want to make better men and young men to become better men and husbands and fathers out there. And so if you're interested, I know I've reached out to a couple of you already, and thank you so much for saying absolutely. I'd love to do this and join you guys. So thank you so much for that. If you're interested, shoot us an email, thisguythatguypodcast@gmail.com, and say, yeah, I'm interested. And, we'll send you information like date and time and the link for Google Meet to join us. And, it's a great time to get different backgrounds. The people I've talked to have different backgrounds and different aged kids and different stages of life. And, like Nick said, we want to dive into the Word. It's not just a discussion like we're doing now, but kind of dive in a little bit deeper, get different perspectives, and to be there for you guys, pray for each other, answer questions, or if, cry or, laugh.
Ask questions, right?
Ask questions, yeah.
Ask questions about what does that mean? Because that's a big thing. I think us as men or leaders of our household, sometimes even for me, like asking questions about like what does that verse mean? And so this is a good place to be able to ask those things where you don't feel judged. We're learning.
Yeah. Right? I mean, if we can't answer it, there's somebody in there, that can answer it. Yep. Or if we can't, we can get the answers. So hopefully don't think that, Bible scholar, I am not. But, maybe it's a scripture you've heard all the time and you're like, well, what's this mean? And somebody's like, oh, the revelation came to me. This is what I, understand for it to be. And we do have a couple of discussions set up already. Get around kids, get around the family structure. So I'm not sure which. I do know which one we're going to go with because Nick and I decided yesterday kind of which direction to go. But you're ready to bring the Word. Bring your Bibles. Questions. Probably the first couple sessions will probably be an introduction type thing, but. You're really excited. Where this is going, I have no idea. Like I said, this is definitely, a different avenue for us, and we're just excited to meet other, there's people that, that know me, that don't know Nick, that know Nick, that don't know me, and you guys don't know each other. This is a really great time to, get together and be like, oh, hey, this is what you guys talk about, or oh, that's Nick, or Nick showing goes, who's this guy who wants to follow me on Facebook? Oh, he's a nice guy, you'll like him, Yeah. So we get that a lot, and maybe we, if like I said, prayer requests, something like that. But if you're definitely interested, thisguythatguypodcast@gmail.com, and let us know you're interested. July 1st, 7 o'clock first on the time, right?
Yep. We're on Pacific time right now. So, right? Yeah, we're the same time as Pacific Coast. Right. So,
I'll have the air conditioner on, so if you feel it through the screen, awesome, because it's probably not 115 degrees where you're at. But we'll have the air conditioner going. The refreshments, Nick, are you supplying refreshments? I can't this time.
I will have refreshments at my house.
So everybody at Nick's house.
My mini fridge is stocked full of refreshments, so anybody's more than welcome to it.
Unless you stocked it, we kind of hit that yesterday.
No, I stocked it again today. Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
I got the good stuff out now. I got the other stuff out now. I put just the regular Coke Zero in there for the party, and then I broke out the good stuff.
Nice. But yeah, guys, if you're interested, hit us up. thisguythatguypodcast@gmail.com, or if you know our numbers, text me. Text Nick. Yep. Text us. Hey, I'm interested. Send me that link when it's time to go, and love to have you. Love to fellowship with you. Become better men, stronger men. The whole cliche, I shouldn't say cliche, is iron sharpens iron. We're only going to get better as we grow together, especially after this year. You may need some extra men time to just, be guys, and it's a different group and different ideas, and judge-free zone. It's not, our show. It's for us guys to get together and hang out and have fun. And we're really kind of slight to age yet. I don't know if teenagers need to be involved, but I think if you're shooting like 18 or you're out of high school or you're in high school and you're looking at relationships and how to be a better husband, dad, father, a guy, bring them on. So other than that, that's all I have. I know we're excited. You guys been talking about this for about a month, and we kind of just throw stuff at each other. It's like see what sticks and see what the attraction, and we talked about a couple of things that didn't really pick up traction, and then we just kind of go with that. So,
yep, this will be fun. I'm excited about this. So I don't have anything else, Ken. It's been a great, like always, great podcast. And unless you got anything else,
nope.
No. All right. Well, thanks again for joining us. Oh yeah, let's shout out our follow us on Instagram, Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. If you just happen to come across us and you're not following us, please follow us here on Facebook. This will be up tomorrow on YouTube. You can go over there and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Subscribe, hit the notification bell.
Yes, please. And then next week it'll be up on all the podcast channels: Anchor, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, all the major ones. We're on 11 of them. So if you have a podcast platform that you like, we are on there. And other than that, Ken, for This Guy, That Guy podcast, we're out.
Peace.